Hello, everyone. Um, let's take out some few things. Let me know if the sound is good, and also let me know if you can text. So, hello. Is the sound good? Sound is good. Thank you. I have a little cold, so I'm a little bit under the weather, but I felt like it's like I have to just address, you know, some stuff that's going on. Anyway, so but I think the most important thing is I want us to keep it respectful, like we've always done. So and also like not to like drop in names because then that can easily spike out of control. And so my plan is to just connect two things like the current state security conditions in Ghana now, and then also that and how that is applicable to you, if it is. So anyway, so I know because and I wanted to talk about this because we don't live in a vacuum, and we all hear things going on, and some of us are concerned, and so I feel like I want to give you a little bit perspective. I'm not going to go too deep into specifics because I don't know like these cases and stuff like that. I have a general view on that. So as you are aware, the last couple of months there have been some um, cases in Ghana involving some killings, and that is on social media. And if you go on social media, you see the various camps, doing battle on online. It's amazing how we spend our time. But I want to just address some of the few things because I would say in general Ghana is safe. Um, it's not like any two like a place that is has no violence. Every country does have its own, some more than others, but in general, I would say is very safe. So, but I would say there's primarily there's about three kinds of crimes that is being perpetuated recently. So you have the one which I would consider like contract killing, in which somebody hires somebody like a hitman to commit target specific person or group. So that one is usually it can be political, it can be business gone bad, it can be sometimes land dispute, severe disagreement. But that one is rare. It's not like there's a few of them out there that fit into this category, and I don't think for most of us that affects us per se. Um, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be aware of that, but I'm not into. I don't belong to any party in Ghana, so I'm independent. So I don't know how that's gonna apply to me anyway. So I'm not worried about that too much. Then you have the other group, which is like robbery, and home invasion, that kind of stuff. That is mostly like inside job or somebody that lives in the neighborhood giving tips and that kind of stuff. Because I don't think the possibility of somebody coming from across town, picking your house, knowing what you have, and robbing the place, and that doesn't make sense. It's probably somebody that knows you, sometimes family member or friends that you know collaborate with these criminals, right? So there's that. And then the other things that I think maybe we fall into that categories like crimes of opportunity, right? So those are like somebody's walking by, they see that your gate is slightly open, or like car door is open, car window is open, and that all as they walk by they can see things in the house, that kind of stuff. So you have like your petty thieves and that kind of stuff. Robbery can also involve like the second category can involve like somebody following, like when you withdraw money from the bank, or somebody just tracking you down and that kind of stuff. And also when you get to the airport, you are heading home, somebody following you. So that is the most kind of stuff that is there. So contract killing, you know, yeah, a little bit of that, robbery, which is somebody gives them a tip off, collaboration with people that you probably know, or people that are close to where the house is, or stuff like that, or people that know your plans, like when you travel, you advertise that and that kind of stuff. They know you're not home, that kind of stuff, right? And then the rest are like crimes or opportunity, just the opportunity having to be there, and people just just go for it, and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna speak on this a little bit. I'm gonna generalize the state of Ghana right now. So I would say probably in the 80s, I would say in terms of this high profile criminal activity was less. At least we didn't have the media to propagate this news. But I would say it was slightly less because leadership is important. And I would say probably the last maybe 20, 24, 25 years, it's like you know the criminal activity has been picking up slightly, um because whenever the criminals feel that, the condition is right for them to conduct their business, they will take advantage of that. And fast forward, I think now the situation is that it's like we have a situation in Ghana now that like pretty much people can do whatever they want. If you have influence, if you have money, you have muscle, you can say everything you want and nobody checks you. And so you have that, and you don't know who's watching and who's listening, and somebody's gonna take your words and go do something, right? So you have that going on. And also like that's what corruption gets you, right? When the security service is corrupt and can't trust anybody, and money manipulation affects everything. You have these conditions in which people take matters in their own hands as well, right? So you have that. So how does that relate to you? Us. So we must live in the world as we find it. Okay. We cannot have a certain mindset of like, okay, I wish I live in this area. This, violence has always been there, will always be there. But you have to take precautions, and you have to prepare yourself to be able to negate that should that is brought upon you. Okay. So that is what I think, like for us, we need to pay attention on, not like who did what and that kind of nonsense, because that's just a distraction, right? Because I mean, if you look at it right now, it looks like it's a civil war out there, but I don't think that's what the situation is. So you have to analyze everything and use this as a lesson and prepare. I'm all for preparation and that. So you can thinking about it this way, just because there's not a lot of people who are trustworthy in terms of building in Ghana doesn't mean that you don't do something, right? It's the same thing. So you can always plan and prepare yourself, and precautions and that kind of stuff, so you can be able to deal with that. Like I'm not I'm not worried about going to Ghana, anything like that. I'm okay. I'll be fine. So I'm not worried about that. But so I would just remove contract killing out of the list. I'm not even gonna talk about that. And so and then but I'm gonna address the robbery part. So the home invasion one, that's a serious one, right? In which I'm just gonna give you tips Some tips, I'm not going to go into detail. I have spent about 12 years of my life in security and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I think that one will come as a paid service. And I don't want to just put everything out here also because you don't know who's watching. Then there are coming out ways to defeat these safety measures. But I'll just give you a few tips. So, the home invasion one, that's really serious, in which somebody, you know, like invade your home and the assumption is you have to think that they are not there to have a nice discussion. They are there to take something or sometimes take your life, right? You have to think about these things that way. So that one is usually, connected to somebody in the house, applying. So vet people in the neighborhood. When I went to Ghana this summer, I patronized with the people around. I got a lot of information what is going on in the neighborhood. I know what is normal, what is abnormal. Okay. So you go there and you do all your information, and the people in the neighborhood knows what is going on. Okay, who to watch out for. So assuming you don't live there, you move down there, your house is finished, you move down. So that's what you want to do. You want to vet. You want to be keep an eye on at nighttime, see who's hanging where, what is normal behavior and what is not. Keep your antennas up, right? So you getting that information, or just talk to people around. They know what's going on. They'll tell you. So that's one. And then also like make your coming and going not too predictable. Okay, like so one tip that I can give you is like if you have like a security guard, okay, like one of the things you can do is like after you vetted them, because sometimes they come in and then they overpower the security guard and they're just waiting for you to get home, right? So one thing you can do is like if you are coming home, you have a habit of calling the security guard and you have a code. Okay, I use this code like so I always say, did my mom called how many times, right? So if they said yes, my mom called 3 times, that means he's being kidnapped by 3 people. I use my mom called, I know that my mom is so rest in peace not here, so it's not possible that she called, but that's the code, right? Or if he calls me say your mom called 3 times or 4 times, then I know that. So then I know how I'm gonna deal with that. So you gotta develop those simple little things. But you know, keep your eyes open, and then just the most important thing is being vigilant, right? Just being vigilant. If you ever live in East New York, it's like you have to keep your eyes up. Look into people's faces, make sure you know what it's about and that kind of stuff, because criminals always will go for soft target. So that is just all criminals, not just in Ghana. So you have to make sure like you are aware of what is going on, stuff like that. So that is one tip over there. Like for example, if you go to the bank to withdraw money and that kind of stuff, um you can you can buy those styrofoam, like bowls that they put food in there. You can put it in a plastic bag, and when you put it in your other bag, you go to the bank, you put the money in there and hold it like it's just food. If anything they rush you, just give them your nice bag and that kind of stuff. So that sort of things. And they also like sometimes it's two of you, you drop one off. One is just scanning, to see if somebody's it's easy. The thing is, if you're vigilant, it's easy to know if somebody's following you, right? It's very, very easy. Okay, just make a turn, make right, okay. And for me, after the second turn that I makes and the same car is following me, they get my attention. You make a right, you make a left, the same car, you make another right, the third time, okay, then you know. Okay. So don't just drive. Use your side mirrors and stuff. Pay attention to what is going on, right? So do that and then plan how you're gonna respond. Um how you're gonna respond to that. Okay. and that kind of stuff. So that is one, and then the other one would be like crimes of opportunity. Like just keep your, it's like I build my gate specifically in a way that I don't want anybody walking around to just see what is in the house, because sometimes when people can see everything from outside, it draws their attention, like all of a sudden. And they have time, they can just go sit at an abandoned building and look in the house, say I haven't seen any man over there today, it's only the wife and kids or somebody, so there's nothing to be seen. And if somebody's hanging around in front of my gate, I tell them I don't want to see them again, we're gonna have a problem the next time. So that kind of stuff, so don't make it easy for them. But you do not outsource your security to anybody. I don't do it ever, not even in the US. Do not do that. It is your job to always protect yourself. Uh, don't rely on anybody. The last time I made a video about safety with fire extinguishers and all that stuff. Yes, so that is the mindset of that, of that's the basic one, and then other things, right? Other tools that you can use, whatever you choose to use, make sure you are proficient, proficient about that. Okay, and another thing too is uh, that's not, it's like it may seems like a lot of people have firearms in Ghana, but that's not the case. Um, it's like compared to the population, it's not the case. But you have some criminal element that have that, and I think the biggest thing is because most people, the population, are not used to firearm or the sound of a gunshot. So most people feel defenseless, right? Because once they hear that, it's like, oh my God, it's like, but let me tell you this, your vehicle is a weapon, okay? Your vehicle is a weapon. There's no bullet currently in the world that creates the amount of force a vehicle can generate, except a missile, right? So if you're in a vehicle, that's a weapon, a very formidable weapon you can use to defend yourself. It doesn't matter somebody has some big fire or anything. That vehicle will will do its work if you intend to. So don't think about it as being a victim or anything like that. There's always weapons around you. There's always ways to defend yourself. You just have to have the knowledge and skill about that, right? So, but since we are investing a lot of money and time, in Ghana, I think that we should also start thinking about some of these things, right? The chances of things happening like that is very unlikely, but that doesn't mean that you don't prepare for those things. I will say, prepare, be ready, go about, live your life. When I go to Ghana, I don't get into other people's stuff. I don't do the politics thing. It's of no use to me. I just go and mind my business and do my thing. Okay. Um, but if I have to, defend myself, it's like, there's I don't have a problem with that. So so that's the thing. So I don't want us to get distracted with all the stuff that's going. Ghana is safe. Um, I would say safe, but with all that said, we have to, we just have to be vigilant. We have to be, because things do happen. The same way we are vigilant here, hopefully, here, we have to be vigilant, because if something happens, you can't rely on the police service. It's like it's not efficient, um, and stuff in there, and nobody in Ghana is untouchable. They like to think that way. Nobody's untouchable. Okay, if you have the right person that want to test them, they will see how weak they are. Okay, so you have to just think about these things, and so you can enjoy your life. When I go to Ghana, I'm gonna have a good time. I'm not gonna be worried. I'm gonna have a good time because I've prepared for all the contingencies, and nothing is perfect, but uh, you do the best you can. So so I want us to still remain focused and continue with our dream, and and as we move forward, and not really get caught up with this nonsense that is going on and all that kind of stuff, and people on different camps, and wasting energy for foolishness. Yes, there's things going on, but you on the internet screaming about it. What does that what does that got to do with you? You have to use this terrible situations and then say, you know what, this is, maybe I need to start thinking about other options and that kind of stuff. Okay, and then let other things fall where they may be. At the end of the day, you are responsible for you and the people you care about. Okay, I'm not responsible for other people. So but there's a lot of things we can do, from when we talk about security, it's layers, right? So, like, for example, for the thing that for me I'm more concerned about is a home invasion one, because that I'll plan for that most. That would be, that's where I would say 70% of the energy of planning should go. Um, because the dynamics are difficult because, when you have kids and stuff in there, you have to find out where everybody is and that kind of stuff. So the first other layer, because you have to have multiple layers of the security. So I'll just talk general. I'm not gonna tell you exactly how to defeat, but just give you general because I don't know who's watching the video. So what you want to do is, so the first layer will be the fence wall, right? So that's the first outer layer. So you want to make it a little bit difficult for them. So let's say they breach that, and then they're in the compound, right? So when you're in the compound, there's two ways they can come into the house: the door or the window. They're not gonna go over the roof. Okay, so then you have to make it a little bit difficult. Okay, or at least if they are trying to breach the window or the door, you can hear something. Okay, you can hear something. You can hear that and get up. Okay, so let's say you don't hear anything because you had a good sleep, right? And then so the breaching were through the door, the window. So now they are inside the house, right? So then the third layer is like your bedroom door, whatever you are sleeping, right? Um, hopefully, like, they don't break in and you are sleeping and they wake you up. That is bad, right? So because then you can't do anything. You have to just comply. You can't do anything. So the idea is to for every time they breach something, you can respond. You hear about it, and then hopefully you have a plan in place. You probably have discussion. Hey, when this is happening, or when you always stay in your room, or I'm coming to you here. This is where the secure location we're gonna go to. This is where we are gonna go there and stay put, and then respond. Okay. So you gotta have that game plan and rehearse it. Okay. And so that everybody's on the same page. So that means when you have kids, you have to give them a code word. When we say this is what we do. Okay. And you got to practice that, because when it happens, it's going to be very, very chaotic. Okay. So the more planning that goes in there, the better it is for, the rate, the survival rate. So then it's like, so you have these layers, and then um, if they breach so they breach the fence wall, they breach the entrance to the main, so they're in the living room walking around. Now the bedroom, right? So you have to figure a way. So there's two things you can do to delay them. So basically, if you don't have any means of defending yourself, basically you're just gonna be trying to delay them while you call the Ghana police service and pray they show up, because that's what you can do, pray they show up, right? Um, so that's all you can do. But maybe hopefully you have like fire extinguisher somewhere, a bad knife, something, right? But but if you can mount a response, right, like a formidable response, which is different for everybody, then at the end of the day, what you want to know is like your plan is in place. So at least, once the fence wall is breached, okay, and the attempt is being made to breach the main entrance or window, okay, you can it depends where it is. If you're in the same room, you can mount a response from the bedroom, okay. But if it's on the other side, then you want to put your security plan in place in terms of knowing where everybody is, okay. So then you can play defense. You don't go offense unless you are severely trained. You play defense. Let them bring it to you. Stay put. Okay? I'll never say go defense. Don't go hunt anybody down. There may be three or four of them is just you. And most of us are not trained to deal with that. So you let them bring it to you. Stay put. The good thing about it is like we use cement wall, which is a barrier, so which is good. Can use that. Um, so let them bring it to you, and then you mount that response. But it's about planning for all these things. Having a communication, having the preparation. With everybody, all the parties involved, and just I would say rehearse this like every other week or something like that, and then time yourself right. Because you want to, when you give the security word, hey, we all gather here, you don't want to be taking 5 minutes to get there. You want to get ASAP and stuff like that. So I think if you prepare that way, because all criminals, or even the hard ones, they're always looking for opportunity, and when the opportunity present itself, they're going to take it. So your job is to not look like an opportunity for them. Your job is to make sure that okay, you are formidable species, and you have the capability to mount a response, severe response. So then they can move on. And so, but there's a lot of factors in there about what you do, and that kind of stuff. That one will be is different for everybody. Everybody in their skill level and what they are willing to do. And but at the end of the day, we must prepare for the world we live in. We must prepare for the world that we find ourselves in, even as we hope and do our best to make it a better place. We cannot, like I always tell people, yes, spirituality is important, but deal with the physical stuff because trust me, okay, the stuff that is gonna be dealt with you is more physical than the spiritual stuff. So whatever area you fall, say get prepare yourself for all aspects, and just go out there and enjoy the hard work that you've done, and just be vigilant, and then you'll be fine, and just don't get into silly stuff. A lot of people in Ghana have a lot of time, you know um they have a lot of time on their hands, so when you go there, they get into this little nonsense stuff, and you don't have time for that. So don't get involved. For me, my attitude is like, if it has nothing to do with me and the people that I care about, I don't get involved. I just move on. So there's that. But there are some like security doors and a bunch of stuff. Like for us, for us that outside is like that we have so many options. Like because one of the ways that they are defeating The bedroom doors is, I mean, because the locks are very, very weak. That's one. Two is like, so what they are doing, they're just taking cement blocks and just, you know, slamming it to where the locks are, and then that gives away. So, but there's a lot of stuff out there that we can put over there to not make it that easy. And then there's other stuff that we can even put behind the door that is like literally they have to destroy the whole door too. It's not budging. And these things are cheap, so we can invest in that. Because if you're sleeping and you have a fence wall and people come in, they come to the nest, somebody sit on top of you with something, that's not good. That's terrible. So that should never happen. You know. And also, like, one of the things to, like, you have to think about is, even if you have like a house help or somebody like that, nobody should have access to your secure room. Nobody. Lock the door. Go to bed, lock the door. And that key, you have access to that. It's like, so don't over trust. Don't over trust. It's not stuff that is happening. It's not random. You know, some are random, but it's like, people know who they are going after and that kind of stuff. So, and you don't disclose all the, your security apparatus or set up to everybody. You always have, something, to surprise anybody. So it's about just doing that. And then once you have that, it becomes like a, normal routine. And then you can just go and enjoy your life and that kind of stuff. But we have to start thinking about this thing, um, because it's like you just can't rely on the security service. You just can't. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's you know 99.9% of them are not even qualified to wear that shirt. So why would you want to outsource that? I don't. When I go to Ghana, I don't even put their police phone number in my phone. It's useless. Um, you just gotta take care of yourself. So yeah, so there's a lot of things. So you can go online, look out some security stuff for windows, for doors. So the goal is not to. I mean, if the bank vault can be broken in, so so what you're trying to do is delay them, right? It's like you buying time, so then you can mount a response or call for help or something like that. So that's what you're trying to do. Not like, unless you're in a bunker somewhere that they can come in. But the goal is to mount a response, and the more time you can delay them, they don't want that because they want to get in and out, right? So you want to, that, and also to, like, if you do your windows, I always say it's better to have reflective windows because you can see from inside, they can see from outside. So that's one advantage, right? So you can just go to the window and look through the window. They will not be able to see you, and you can see what is going on. Um, so you start planning about these things. Even like if you don't have a blueprint yet, you can start planning about, your setup. How you're gonna lay down the bedrooms. It's like where is, which area will be the best for you to gather everybody. That kind of stuff. It's just like, but if you're already there, you just have to, make sure the doors are a little bit secure. Buy your locks from here. That's what I did. Get a secure ones, like the one that they use for, um, not the residential ones, but commercial ones. Get those locks. They are much more, the deadbolt. They use more higher quality of steel and stuff like that. So those little things, and then, so basically just, buying time, and then you can you know take care of stuff. So don't outsource that. Um, don't, I mean, and don't get paranoid. Oh my God, Ghana's falling apart. Yeah, thing yet, it's just like here, right? Is you know, that our current president, brought racism? No, so there's just being exposed more. So You look at it like that. Things have been happening. I said like now, like we get to see it more. So by the end of the day, when you hear these things, you just prepare and make adjustment to your plans, and so that you can just learn from the lessons and move on and stay focused. Because this might be a distraction, right? If you haven't done anything yet, you might think, oh my God, it's not safe anymore. So I'm not even going to. No, it's safe. Can I safe? Okay, it's safe. I mean, I think eventually what is going to happen right now is um, whether especially the people that come on radio and television that feels like they can just say anything. I think eventually what is going to happen is somebody's going to challenge them. It may have to get a little bit ugly for people to know that I cannot just go and say everything I want and not be responsible for anything. Or maybe the leadership will step out and pass some kind of law and say that, hey, anybody that comes and make threats or even suggest something like that, they will be dealt with. So it's going to be that way. Um, so, but they'll sort it out. It will be sorted out. It will be sorted out wisely or painfully. But I'm gonna go have a good time. I'm gonna do what I gotta do and have a good time. So it'll work us out. It'll work itself out. And but it's not something that we should be like we should be depressed about or anything like that. We just gotta plan and then prepare for some of these things. Most of like I said, the contract killing thing is gonna affect. Yes, sometimes family members can plan these things. It happens, but um, that is rare stuff. But it's more like the home invasion one, and then a crime of opportunity, that kind of stuff. Um, and that if you're very vigilant and you put certain things in place, they will try. I would like. I think for us, those have, that would build nicer homes and stuff like that, and they know we from the outside. I think like in the course of our staying over there, there'll be some attempt somehow, you know, some attempt. So I don't know if they're gonna be successful or not, but I think there'll be some attempt. So we have to just prepare for that, and there's ways to do that. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, like somebody says it. If I am to if I am, I mean, it's like it's not just having a firearm, it's just training. And so I think training is a big thing. Um, having a firearm is not a negative thing, but it's just there's a lot of responsibility in training and that kind of stuff. So, but I think that's a formidable deterrent and neutralizer. So that's a good option, but you just gotta be training and then make sure his licenses and that even has his headache over there. But if if your life is threatened, you have to. Hopefully, you feel that your life is valuable, that you do anything to survive. So whatever you gotta do. So, but it's like, but the message I want to say is that the country is not falling apart. It's just that right now, just some nonsense and some stupid stuff is going on. But it's like, I mean, it's still, as of today, it's still like a good place. I haven't changed my plans. I haven't, anything. I'm just preparing my security stuff. Upgrading stuff and getting ready for my trip and all that stuff. So, but it's a good place to be. It's a good place to visit and enjoy the hard work and all that stuff, and we all the stuff we deal with them as they come. And so I don't think we should be paranoid about that. I mean, if you listen to what is going on, it's like, man, it's like, it's like countries like, chaos. It's not. It's just some loudmouth people, and just people. There's not a lot of people on principle, so it's like a little bit leadership void over there. So people are just stepping in and doing stuff. But anyway, let me see. Let me see. Did I answer all the questions? Let me see. Regular proofs. Yep. So that is the main thing that I wanted to to just talk about, and I have a couple of months before I head back to Ghana. So, but I mean, let me know if um because I don't know, to maybe address some of the issues that is going on, stuff like that. I have an opinion about things, but I don't think that is the best use of time and that kind of stuff. Unless for me, if it's specific to certain things, then I feel like, okay, maybe I can share my perspective. But other than that, I don't want this to be like a place, like a commentary. So we come over there and then we just wonder and talk about things that's not specific to what we're trying to accomplish. So I feel like I wanted to speak on this because of, like, especially last week, with the security stuff, and people maybe wondering, whether it's a good way to invest and that kind of stuff. So it's just preparation. I mean, violence has always been there, before the country Ghana was ever founded. Human beings have been committing violence. It's worse in some places. I mean, where there's not a few places you can live than Ghana. So it's just for us. It's just taking the responsibility. And it's okay. Um, so it's like it's just okay to take the responsibility. I mean, I wish there's no crime, there's no violence, but that's not realistic. um and so we from us, I have an opportunity to get training too. There's a lot of resources we have, um and you just gotta be brave, develop your skills, test your security gadgets, train with them, so whether it's pepper spray, whether it's like stun gun, whatever, train with them, be efficient. Okay, and it's like and just go about and do your thing and keep your eyes open. That's it. It's like, so don't be defenseless. We are not defense. I'm not defenseless. I go to guy. If I want to go to some place, I'll go. It's like, yeah, because I don't feel like I'm defenseless. So it's like, they know it's like you gotta carry yourself in a way that, hey, you know, I'm not like a prey. Okay, I'm a I'm a lion that is alert and is ready. So and they can pick up on that vibration. So they know, it's just they're just targeting defenseless people, and so that's what it is. So, but we are not defenseless people. We shouldn't be defenseless people. We just have to take the opportunity and just prepare ourselves. And after that, go do whatever you gotta do. It's like they will sort it out. It's like it's gonna go one way. Either some leader is gonna step up and say, you know what, enough is enough. It's gonna get a little bit ugly before it's sorted out. So we'll see, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So it's like, in the meantime, you just prepare. You just prepare, and then but don't Ghana security. There's nothing called security. It's a joke. Um, it's a joke. I have my own stories. So you just gotta take care of yourself and take care of people you care about. So, but don't be scared. I'm here. It's like so you I just want to tell you that you're not defenseless. So just start thinking about these things, and just planning. Some have suggested like CCTV, just cameras and stuff like that at work. And not only that too, it's like there's like dash cams that you can put in your vehicle, that kind of stuff. There's little things you can hide them in there to record certain things, but your car is a formidable weapon. Okay, it's trust me, you can get through things. Okay, and then maybe some of us need to get used to the sound of gunshots so we don't freak out and that kind of stuff. So, your car, if you're in your car, that's a weapon. Okay, it's a weapon. So, and when your life is in danger and you're in the car, you God has given you everything you need. That is that vehicle, and there's nothing that's gonna stop it. Okay, unless you run into a wall, but there's nothing that's gonna stop you. You can move that car and use it. Use it. Because if it comes on the news that a perpetrator was trying to commit a crime and they got run over into like a pancake, oh, it gets the attention. Okay, it gets the attention. Okay, so a car and a motorbike is not even close. So you use that, except like we don't think about these things. We don't think about these things. So and that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to give you some ideas, to start thinking about. And we have all the power because we have the resources and that kind of stuff and the materials, and to acquire and all those things. So don't be intimidated. Um, we didn't get here far by being timid and that kind of stuff. So I mean, there's no way that we go to Ghana and we got like some little punks, uh, you know, scare us or anything like that. So anyway, I just wanted to share my perspective on that, and I appreciate all the subscribers from making it positive and just staying focused and keep believing in a dream, and and just build our projects or businesses, and with the goal of visiting or relocation. So, but anyway, um, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm sorry it was more general. I didn't want to go into specifics because it's like then you put it out there, then the criminals find ways to poke holes at it. So um, maybe I'll find a way to make that specific into some paid thing that people will just pay it, and then they get you get a security plan for your setup, which is different for everybody and that kind of stuff. So, but I'll think about that anyway. But yeah, keep the dream alive, and then keep pushing forward. This is the year of making dreams come true, and moving forward with our project. Appreciate all of you. Thank you always. And also let me know if you have some questions. The email, send them to me, and then I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So anyway, thank you. I appreciate. Have a good weekend, and I think some of you have Martin Luther King Day tomorrow. Enjoy it and just stay focused. All right. Thank you.